Welcome back to Mad Dog Air Guns. So a little bit different today. I got one of these for Christmas. A Crosman 2240 22 CO2 pistol. I've already done it. There's a couple of little things. Got a new trigger and a new probe with handle. The trigger feels really nice. And the probe is slightly longer, so it's going to push the pellet in further. I've not shot this yet. I thought I'd get these little mods done before we get it outside. I'll bring you along and we'll take it apart and see what we can do. So first up, I'm just going to pop the handle off on one side. This trigger comes as a kit. Now you've got this plate. There's 3 Allen bolts on here. They're quite tight, so I've had to nip them up tight before I could undo them. So I'll take all 3 of those out. Once you can get that cover off, there you'll find the spring and the sear and the trigger. So you can take the pin out, or you can hold the pin where it is and lift the trigger out, and then you can remove the sear, or take the spring off, remove the sear. Now on this kit it comes with a bit of wet and dry paper, so you can smooth off all the surfaces, because the sear is just stamped out of steel. So you just want to get that nice and smooth, but you don't want to be taking any of the profile off of the sear. So we're going to put it all back together. Just put the sear in, put the spring in. It comes with some molybdenum lithium grease. You can put some of that on the mating surfaces. Now this spring comes with like a sort of collet thing which sits either side of the sear, so that it you know, it's not just resting on the sear, so it's a slightly better fit. That just goes on. Pop your trigger in, slap a little bit of grease in there. Now this kit does actually come with shims, so if you want a tighter trigger or a looser trigger, you can add and remove shims. You can either put the shims at the top of the spring or at the bottom of the spring. I put 2 in and it felt a bit heavy, so I've taken all the shims out altogether and we're going to try it at that. You don't want the trigger too light, because a hair trigger becomes dangerous. So that's it. Once you get all that plate back on, make sure it cocks, and see what the trigger feels like. Wants to be a nice, smooth trigger pull. So now we get onto the power probe, or the probe with the handle. Wasn't quite so straightforward on this gun because I didn't have an Allen key small enough to fit in the plastic breech. So I managed to undo the back of it. I did try taking the barrel out to see if I could take it out that way, but I couldn't get it out. So I took the 2 screws out, removed the back cap off, took the spring out, and then I just managed to lift up the plastic breech, took out the old probe because I couldn't undo the handle on the old probe, and I managed to get it out. And I managed to finagle the new one back in. Once that was in, I could then put the handle back in the probe. So that's it, we're all ready to shoot now. So we've got a nice big handle there for cocking the gun. This is the original. Mincy little thing. Compare it to that one. And the probe's a bit longer. That's the original. Will it focus? Yeah, that's the original. And I don't suppose you'll be able to see that one in there. So it's got a nice, smooth, easy pull trigger and a nice handle. There's so many modifications you can do for this gun, but I think that's going to be it for the time being. I'm going to get it outside and do some shooting and see what it's like. And so next time you see this gun, we'll be out on the range and seeing what it fires like. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.